It was a calm afternoon at the university campus. A gentle breeze brushed through the trees. Students laughed, chatted, and shared jokes all around. But one girl sat quietly on a bench, lost in her thoughts. Her name was Zubaida. Her face was hidden behind a soft veil, but her eyes carried a glow that came from faith, patience, and silent prayers. Zubaida had a dream to become a doctor, not for fame or wealth, but so she could help those who suffered like her family did. Her father was bedridden, fighting a long illness, and her mother worked tirelessly, sewing clothes late into the night just to keep food on the table. Yet no matter how difficult life became, Zubaida never complained. She would pray after every salah, whispering, "Ya Allah, I know you're watching me. I trust your timing." People around her didn't understand her quiet strength. Some classmates mocked her veil. Others said her dreams were foolish. "Zubaida, this dream isn't for girls like you," they'd say. But she would smile softly and reply, "My Lord is greater than my circumstances. If He wills, I will reach there." Days turned into months. She studied under dim light, sometimes going to bed hungry, but her faith never wavered. Then came the night before her final exams, the most important test of her life. That night, her world suddenly shattered. Her mother's health declined sharply. She collapsed, struggling to breathe. Panicked, she rushed her to the hospital. Her hands trembled as she held her mother's cold fingers. The doctor came out and said with urgency, "Your mother needs blood immediately, or we may lose her." Zubaida ran from ward to ward, pleading with people, students, strangers, even staff. But everyone turned away. Some said they were busy, others simply refused. Her heart broke as she stood in the hospital corridor, surrounded by people, yet feeling utterly alone. Finally, she went outside, sat on the cold steps of the hospital gate, and looked up at the night sky. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she whispered, "Oh Allah, I've never hurt anyone's heart. I've always trusted you. Please don't take her away from me. Help me just once." Moments later, a nurse hurried toward her. "Child, don't cry. Your mother will be fine. A man just came in and donated the exact blood she needed. He left right after and said not to ask his name." Zubaida froze for a moment. Her tears turned into disbelief, then gratitude. She raised her hands and said, "Ya Allah, you truly listen, even when no one else does." Her mother survived, but that night left a mark on Zubaida's soul, a question that never left her heart. Who was that man? The one who came, gave, and disappeared, leaving behind not just blood, but hope. Years passed. Zubaida completed her studies with distinction and finally became a doctor. Her dream, once mocked and doubted, had turned into reality because she never gave up and because Allah never forgot her prayers. One afternoon, during her hospital shift, an elderly patient was brought in. Weak but smiling. His voice was gentle, his eyes filled with kindness. As Zubaida checked his file, her hands began to tremble. The same blood type, the same rare group that had once saved her mother. Her heart started racing. She looked up and asked softly, "Sir, may I ask you something personal?" The old man nodded. "Did you ever donate blood years ago to a woman at this very hospital?" The old man paused for a moment, thinking, then smiled faintly. "I might have. I never really kept count. Why do you ask, child?" Tears welled up in Zubaida's eyes as she whispered, "Because that woman was my mother, and today Allah has brought me here to care for you." The old man smiled, his eyes glistening with emotion. He said softly, "My daughter, this is how Allah's system works. When you help someone for His sake, He sends that kindness back to you, sometimes as a blessing, sometimes as a life, sometimes as a prayer you forgot you made." Zubaida lowered her head, her eyes filled with tears, realizing that Allah had tied their destinies together through one selfless act. Moral: good deeds never vanish. When done for the sake of Allah, they always find their way back to you. Perhaps not instantly, but always at the perfect time, in the most beautiful way.